What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. So I know my channel is mostly dedicated towards gaming, but I think it's safe to say that we all watch a movie or TV show every once in a while as well. This got me thinking, wouldn't it be cool if I were to make a top 10 of all the movies and TV shows combined that I've seen? Please understand however that I'm not the biggest fan of these types of media and therefore definitely haven't seen everything there is to watch, and that this is simply a top 10 out of all the ones that I have seen. Some quick honorable mentions go out to Reservoir Dogs, Dexter, No Country for Old Men, Seven, Romancing the Stone and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. But with that being said, I hope you enjoy the countdown. We start off with Batman The Dark Knight, and it made it in for one simple reason. I normally don't enjoy superhero stuff, but The Dark Knight was one of the few exceptions to the rule. The Joker, performed by Heath Ledger, was portrayed in a great way that I still get reminded of every once in a while. It was really a shame to hear about his passing right after the movie was finished, but he definitely left behind one of the most memorable roles of the last decade. It may be the oddest pick overall, but I love A Touch of Frost. It's a British detective show starring Jack Frost, who is a grumpy old guy with a great sense of humor that you can always get a good laugh out of, because making fun of his colleagues or stealing their food on breaks is what he's certainly known for. Combine that with an awesome British stylized detective setting, which I'm always in the mood for, and you've just got a great pick for the genre that I've been enjoying ever since I started watching it with my dad from when I was around 12 years old. At number 8 is Fargo, of which the very first season only came out last year. Lester Nygaard, played by Martin Freeman, is very unhappy with his current life. His marriage is not the best, and on top of that he comes across a guy who bullied him in high school and this time punches him right into the hospital. That's when his life changes, because he meets an assassin for hire who offers him to kill the guy who bullied him. Once that happens, Lester's life goes through quite some twists, and this first standalone season of only 10 episodes is just a great recommendation to anyone who isn't too experienced with TV shows yet. I was a pretty big fan of Harry Potter when I was still quite young. I read all the books, saw all the movies, and I can say for sure that the Goblet of Fire is my personal favorite one. Harry unexpectedly gets into the Triwizard Tournament and has to perform a series of tasks that go from bad to worst. Add the great climax at the end, and despite me having outgrown the series just a little bit, the Goblet of Fire is still a movie I can look back at as being a fantastic experience. On to number 6, which goes to Sherlock, a modern adaptation of Sherlock Holmes, which I'm sure you'll all be familiar with. Though it's really a shame to only see 3 episodes coming out every 2 years or so, the quality is undoubtedly great, with the level of attention going into the details, like Sherlock not smoking but using nicotine patches instead. Though officially called a TV show, it really feels like each episode is simply a movie, and for that it certainly deserves the 6th spot in this countdown. I remember watching The Fugitive for the first time in my youth, and many times of rewatching it have followed since. Richard Kimball, played by Harrison Ford, is accused of murdering his wife and gets a death sentence. Fortunately, he manages to make a great escape, and the rest of the movie follows him trying to outrun the police while also trying to resolve who did kill his wife. It's just an awesome thriller that I would classify as one of my personal favorite movies of all time. How could Better Call Saul, the spin-off to the incredible Breaking Bad, not make it to the list? Following the life of lawyer Saul Goodman before all of the events of Breaking Bad took place, I just love the first season we got so far and cannot wait for the rest. Yes, this is a show that you should only really start watching after you've seen where it all leads to, but if you have, then there is just no way you won't be eating up all the little references and backstory, making for a great overall story arc. The gritty style and raw way of storytelling in True Detective is just one of a kind. Though the title may at first make it seem like all you're gonna be seeing is a detective, it's the lives of Rustin Cole and Marty Hart that end up becoming the most interesting parts of the show, with all the events that end up going in unexpected directions. Though the first season was standalone and only contains 8 episodes, it may not be the best to recommend to newcomers of TV shows in general, but if you can appreciate what it's trying to do, then trust me, this will stay with you forever. It was incredibly hard to make the choice between my number 1 and 2 spot, but in the end Breaking Bad landed here. Walter White is a chemistry teacher in high school, unhappy with his current life, and on top of that gets to hear about his cancer, meaning he only has a few more years to live. To make some money for his family, he decides to use his skills and make methamphetamine, a terrible drug that destroys the lives of many. Together with his helping hand Jesse Pinkman, the two get in all sorts of trouble. I've never seen a show where it starts off great but gets even better with every single season, leading up to the ending where it goes out with an absolute bang. Breaking Bad is just a special kind of thing, and I can honestly say with full conviction that if you've not seen it yet, you have no idea what you've been missing out on.
Skyler, where is the money?
After these 9 amazing experiences, I can once again say it was very hard to decide what my winner would be. But I made a choice and I stand behind it. It's been many years since I came in touch with this franchise, but it still hasn't lost anything of its magical status since. My number 1 spot goes to... The Lord of the Rings trilogy is one I'll truly never forget. It was in 2001 that the first movie, The Fellowship of the Ring, was released, and watching it today still feels just as good. I'd be surprised if anyone watching this video is at least not aware of the tale of Frodo's quest to destroy the One Ring, with the help of his 8 other companions, all great characters with their own story. Though The Lord of the Rings are 3 movies, it really should be seen as one, and my recommendation to any newcomer who wants to take on a challenge is to watch them all back to back. You are really not going to regret it. It's been almost 15 years, but I still think back of the days, and it's the one thing this particular franchise has that others simply don't. Lord of the Rings has been with me since almost forever, and it still is, being the only one at that. The world, the characters, the giant sense of scale, and the incredible music. Whenever I hear it again, I just get transported back to Middle-earth. The Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece, and rest assured, if you haven't seen it yet, grab your chance today, you won't want to miss out. Thanks a lot for watching my top 10 movies and TV shows of all time. Please understand that this list was just in my personal opinion, but with that said, let me know which ones would make it to your list in the comments. For now, I hope you enjoyed the video, and with that being said, I'd like to thank you a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.